What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode. Today I am working on my son Nate's 2004 Mini Cooper R53S. He needs a front driver's side wheel hub assembly. He had just bought this car. We sold his Speed 6 a few weeks ago, and he bought this car. We knew that the hub bearing was bad. He took it out on the highway the day after he got it registered, and it definitely needs the hub bearing. So I'm going to go ahead and lift it up, take the wheel off, and let's take a look. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and take off the torque screw right here for the rotor. I'm going to take the center CV joint bolt out, and next I'll take the caliper off, the wheel sensor, and we should be able to get the hub assembly off from there. Let's go. That torque bit, or the star bolt that was here, was a T50. I believe this center CV bolt is a 32. It is a 32. That's off. Alright, now I want to get this caliper off, take this wheel sensor off. Let's see if I can get this caliper off with bracket and everything included. Let's take a look. Alright, let me take a look. Alright, so right now I'm going to be working on getting these bolts off back here for the caliper bracket. I'm going to see if I can take those off, and then I'll zip tie them up to the coil spring up here and get it out of the way while I work on getting the hub off. It's funny because that one seemed a little loose, or not tight enough at least. Get my zip tie. Get my zip tie ready. Okay. Now I got 4 bolts to crack off here. Let's see if I can get it without causing too much problems. All right, so I got all 4 bolts off the hub. They were 13 mils. I was able to push the axle back far enough to get the adjustable breaker, or not adjustable, but the swivel breaker bar in there, the 1/2-inch drive with a 13 mil with a small extension on there. I was able to get them all off. I'm gonna go ahead and start tapping this guy off. I have a hub bearing puller, but this one, I'm going to try to see if it just comes off, see how much of it is in there. Wow. Oh, that one was definitely bad. Let's take a look at that, folks. So you can see the noise that Nate was hearing on the highway was the hub bearing. See, it fell apart as soon as I took it off. You can see some of the bearings are missing. Definitely bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and start cleaning this thing up right back here. Grease this axle up. The new hub bearing is here. So it's pretty simple. Line it back up after it's cleaned. Bolt it on and go from there. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up, grease this up, grease the center for the CV axle to go through, put some thread lock on, or excuse me, anti-seize on the threads of the bolts, and bolt this guy back on. All right, new one's all greased up. The area's all greased up. I'm just gonna put some anti-seize on the hub bearing bolts. Those are nice and smooth. And any future maintenance, hopefully not on this one, but any future maintenance for me or Nate or whoever, won't have it so hard. These were a little bit of a bitch to get off, but with the right tools, it came off. All right, let's get this hub lined up with the axle bolt. The top bolts are a little bit wider apart than the bottom ones, so we'll go ahead and line those up like so. Get this guy in there. So we can get these guys in. All right, that one lined up. Get that one started. So I'm not tightening them yet. I want to make sure I get them all started up at least. Hardest one. All right, we'll go ahead and start tightening them all up now. Last one. Okay. Tighten this guy up. It's all set. Let's cut this zip ties off. One. Let's try it again. Buckle it all up. Let's get the caliper bracket bolts all cleaned up. Get some anti-seize. Also spin this rotor in place and get that torque bit or star bolt into there. Is tighten up this rotor, put the wheel back on. It's done. Get this wheel on and we are done. Nice tires on this thing. Alright, because I said this thing is wheel bolts, not lug nuts. Sometimes it's a pain in the ass to put these wheels on. It's also very important that you put that star bit bolt on, because if not, you're going to be trying to line up the rotor, the hub, and the rim at the same time. Three things working against each other. So make sure you put that star bolt back on. Not just for safety, but also for convenience of putting the wheel back together properly. We are done. That took a total of maybe an hour. I don't even think it was an hour. But replacing the front wheel hub assembly of an R53 Mini Cooper. You can see it's real bad. Bearings, looks like all the bearings, maybe one popped out, but definitely a bad hub bearing assembly. So now Nate is all set.